If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Totally
Yeah,
right.
of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed.
Oh, my bad.
She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Oh. Sorry? Self-defense? What kind of self-defense? Oh, that was really hot. Ow, my eyes.
Self-defense?
Oh, it's my eyes water.
Went to pistol practice, but
Oh.
didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
What about you, question mark?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
As you do. Dedicated of you. Well done. Now die slowly on Vermeer.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her
that's a
cool,
look
God
where you
bless
know,
her, as he
shut
screamed
up.
in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
She should have shot him.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell.
Bless her.
Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And
Clearly
she hugged him.
some issues there.
The Williams women are a decisive
And
bunch,
then they're getting
Commander.
married. I bet.
We do things when we're
Doesn't
ready.
Sarah,
Not
she's in the
before,
third one, doesn't she get
not
married and then
after.
the person she marries dies or something? Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. I'm such a dick. I swear, I wonder if it's Mike, because that'd not be nicely tie all together. Interesting story, full stop.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there.
Challenge fucking accepted.
I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly.
Actually, just because you know
Both
poetry
those
doesn't
that
make you a
love
diverse
me
character,
and
it just
alone.
makes you annoying.
For always
Oh, she's still
roaming
fucking
with a
going,
hungry
for fuck's
heart. Much have I seen and known.
If there's any
Cities
poetry in
of
Mass Effect
men
4,
and
I'm gonna
manners,
cry.
Climates, councils, governments.
See? Tennyson. That's what I'm gonna put out. Because it makes me look intelligent.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
It's a good piece.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home.
Not morbid in the
Dad
slightest.
passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though. So
Yeah,
behave.
on YouTube. From the afterlife, question mark.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now.
No, you go on my
That's
shelf with the
not a
rest of the
problem
video
with you,
games.
is it? That I believe in God?
Of course not.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez.
Yeah, but the higher power in space is the Reapers.
Hello,
Do you
have
really
people
wanna believe
looked
in
out
them?
the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something?
Yes, the Reapers.
get back to my
you quite
duties.
literally
Didn't mean to
believe
take
in the
up so much of
Reapers in
your
this
time.
respect. How are we doing, question mark, after all fucking that?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were
No, I mean
dangerous,
Santa.
Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know,
Xenophobic bitch.
you really should talk to Tisoni about her mom. She has to be hurting. Just saying, Skipper.
As you go,
We'll
talk to
talk
you
later, Williams.
Looking forward to it, Skipper.
Well, we won't, because you'll be dead.
What do you want, Shepard?
Personal inquiry.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Like?
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why leave, question mark?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
That makes sense.
What happened?
I was betrayed.
As you do.
I was head of a small tribe.
Was it
We
clan
were
Erdnot by
trying
any
to
chance?
restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What about you, question mark?
What did you want?
Cheese.
I just
He wanted
wanted
cheese.
Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed.
Awkward moment.
We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
What about Jared? I'm guessing he didn't. Guessing he was a douche.
I take it the
Colossal
warlord
douche
didn't
nozzle.
appreciate that.
No, he
Oh, no,
didn't.
good. Still working.
He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go.
We don't come
It's
from the
as
dirt.
sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And you went? Question mark.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
He was the Darth Vader of the Krogan.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day.
You bitch slapped him, didn't you? Is that how you got
We
that scar?
talked. But we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead.
Zombie Krogan. That
The
sounds
few
fucking
that were
badass.
loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
As do you do.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
But you do go back. Quite literally like a year after this game.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Yes, I am. Just to see if it's
I've
possible.
got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Really? Question mark.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father.
Your granddad.
I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Armor? Question mark.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of
Is
my
that the one
family
you wear in number
before
2?
the war. It's
I
rightfully
don't know. I know
mine.
you wear different armor in number 2, but
Originally, it was taken
I'll
by
have
the
to double check.
Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Taun Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions
crap.
selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people.
still got a fucking cramp. Oh,
He's got
Christ.
several bases where he stores his goods. All fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
I do. I know which one.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Fair enough.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Awesome. I've still got one more companion to talk to, and then I'm donezies. So I will be doing all these off camera. Simply just to save time, to be honest with you, because again, it's just there's so much to do. I still got to get Mass Effect 2 and 3 done. Well, I mean, well, it's still 3 months, but well, it's not enough time to get 2 games completed. But at the same time, it isn't for me. We've got other things to do. We're still not recorded the other bits for this week. But yeah, we've got a full-time job, full-time recording, and trying to have such life in between. I just don't have the time to lace them all out. So I want to get them a fair bit recorded this week. I mean, I've already got a pretty lot recorded, so I just need to get it rendered.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Glad you're feeling better, full stop.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is.
Awesome.
But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
I should go.
See you
Tally, I
later.
fixed your problems. I gave you the data thingy that's helping you, know me in the next Mass Effect. So yeah, peachy. Sell some shit and then we're done with these.
Looking for supplies?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Worth them. Oh yeah. Sell them all. 4 million credits. Yes, I have. Yeah, a thousand. Got that. I don't really use them, to be honest. But yeah, okay, will do. How much is this? Oh, it's a lot of money I'm wasting on shit I will never use. But at least I'm at least they all match. That's why I'm doing it. So they all fucking match. Peachy. There we go, Shepard. Peachy. As you do. Really? We have none? No upgrades for that? Fucking hell. What's them? Hold a minute. Let's just see what upgrades you've got.
Looking for supplies?
Some grenade upgrades. Grenade upgrades. Fucking.
Let's see what you've got.
You
Trust
bet,
us enough 3
Commander.
times fast. No, you've got no upgrades. I'll have to go to the Citadel. Never mind. Awesome. I'll leave these ones here for the time being. Yeezies. Local Shepherd's face. I'm gonna leave these headphones. Thanks for watching, but you've been amazing. If you like me, like, I appreciate it dearly. Put a comment down below. I do apologize for not seeing the side quests. I will be doing the DLCs though, not a problem. Again, for the other Mass Effects, I will be doing the side quests on camera. Just these ones are long-winded, and there's a lot of them, and I just don't have the time. I do apologise. Don't hate me, because you hate me.